Hinda Varmini, welcome to another special edition of Podcast and Chill. And today, this episode is brought to you by the National Youth Development Agency. Every single year during Youth Month, they seek to acknowledge and pay special tribute to young South Africans between 14 and 35 years of age who are excelling in their line of work against all odds. Kind of like myself. Trailblazers who are innovators, game changers, entrepreneurs, and leaders in their own right. It is therefore important to acknowledge and celebrate those people. Today, we're going to be doing just that. I want to introduce to you the Trailblazer for the year 2020. Her name is Tebatso Gorgina Moape. How are you doing, Tebatso? Welcome to the show.
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great, man. Thank you so much for joining me. And before we talk about your accolades, can you tell us more about Gina the person? Who are you? What are you about? Where are you from? And all that jazz.
Gina is a fountain of love, man. Gina is a fountain of peace. Gina is an ambassador of empowerment. Gina is an ambassador of happiness and following one's heart, following one's dreams, I see myself as, sometimes I regard myself as an angel, because I always leave a room lighter than I find it. And I always strive to put a smile on everyone's face, I'm a hard worker. I know that for sure. Everything I want, I get. And I get because I work for it. And by profession, I'm a lecturer. I'm in academics, currently doing my PhD. And
nice.
Yeah, I'm an author as well. But you said before we go to that, right? Yeah. Let me not step too forward.
Okay, let's start with being a lecturer. How did that come about and what inspired it?
I'm a teacher at heart. In my community, everybody knows me as that lady who will always call you and say, how is school going? Are you putting the work? Are you doing your best? So I think that stems from that, and I've been doing it since I was young. And I love to read. I love to grow. So I found that in academics, you have that space to work while studying at the same time.
And speaking about studying, how was it studying at TUT?
TUT was amazing. It was laid back. It was chilled. I went to the campus in Soshanguve, and I look back and think God made me go there, because if I went to Johannesburg, I don't know how things would have turned out.
Yeah.
But it was really nice. But the strikes every year, you get used to it. But in terms of education, IT, number one.
Yeah. And when did you decide to go study abroad in Italy?
During my master's. So when I was doing my master's, there was a program called Student Exchange Program. So my supervisor enrolled me on that program, and I was blessed to be selected and funded to go stay in Italy and study there with a professor that side.
That's amazing. Can you speak in any Italian?
Yeah, buongiorno, come stai? Come è stata la tua giornata? Basic Italian.
That is amazing. No, you weren't kidding when you say you leave a smile on people's faces, ne?
No.
So tell me, how was it winning an MTN award for women in ICT?
Mind blowing. MTN is such a huge company. Being honored and being recognized by them, and being that they are a telecommunications company was really mind blowing for me and very humbling, but I knew that I deserve it. I think I deserve all the best things the world has to offer. I work hard, man. So, and I got to meet great women in the ICT industry. I got to sit down and have conversations with them and get to learn what is happening in the private sector, because I am in the academic sector.
And let's talk about the birth of your baby, Ribao. Is that how you pronounce it?
Ribao, yes.
Yeah,
Here
Ribao.
we are.
Yeah, Ribao ICT Foundation in the development. Do you still remember the first time you're like, I'm gonna go ahead and do this?
It has been in the back of my mind for quite a long time. And having grown up in a village, and living now in the metropolitan area, seeing the gap between the ICT in terms of access to it, I always thought I want to open an NGO and it must be ICT based, because I believe that we all deserve the same opportunities. We need to be given a chance to excel. And right now, in this day and age, if you don't have access to knowledge, if you don't have access to internet, rather, I feel like you are deprived access to knowledge. So I finally opened it, and funny enough, most of the work that I've done through the foundation was social projects, but I will get to a point where I'm doing ICT-based projects, hopefully. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Take me back to 2018. I'm sure that was a great year for you, ne?
2018. A lot of things are happening. Please do refresh my mind.
No, because 2018, your journey with NYDA started, and also you were a delegate and speaker at the 2018 South African Science Forum hosted by the Department of Science and Technology and BRICS International Youth Summit, which I'm sure for you was mind-blowing, right?
It was. Oh my God. Being in a room full of people from different contexts, first of all, you learn a lot, because looking at things from your own perception, it's very limiting, So seeing what the youth from other countries are doing is really mind-opening, and it broadens your perception, and you start to think differently and see the world differently and do things differently. So it was a great opportunity. I will forever cherish that opportunity.
And what about the NYDA? How has it changed your life being one of the trailblazers in the 2020 campaign?
Number one, I now have a platform to introduce people to my book through being part of the campaign. People want to know more about Gina as a person, Gina as a brand, Gina as a provider, as a teacher, what I do. So it has opened a lot of doors in that regard, and opportunities. I get emails, I get DMs. It's been great. It's been great.
And you mentioned your book now because you're a self-published author for children and teenagers, teenage books. What inspired that?
Man, I love the mind. I think the most powerful and greatest tool that God has blessed us with is our minds, and I feel like people are not aware of the great power they possess within their minds, and through this book, I hope to enlighten people. I hope to teach children from a young age that you are not your mind. You have a mind. I feel like as people, we only use our mind for thinking, and sometimes we think that our mind is thinking on our behalf. That you don't think that you are thinking your thoughts. So this book aims to for now, because it's on a lower level, it's for children, to teach them affirmations, an affirmation book. So wake up in the morning, tell yourself, I am intelligent, I can do it, I am enough as I am, I accept myself, I will do everything that I set my mind to. And affirmations are really powerful because your mind cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is not. And repetition is power when it comes to the workings of the mind. The more you repeat something, the more your subconscious mind starts to believe it, regardless of whether it's negative or positive. So I believe that once we teach children the importance and how to use their minds in their favor, we are going to create a really powerful generation, a generation of entrepreneurs, fearlessness, a generation of dreamers, a generation of people that aren't afraid to say, yes, I'm dark. It's okay. Yes, I'm this body size. So
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So it's the beginning. We still have a long way to go, but we are going to get there.
This is amazing, man. I totally agree with you. You got to start them when they're young. And where can people get a hold of this book? Is it out in public? Can people purchase it?
Because I'm self-published, I courier, so they can contact me directly on my cell phone number, place an order, and I will courier it to them. I will look into getting a publisher, but I wanted to first, do things, see how it goes. I love also being in a journey of something developing and seeing it grow with every step. So for now, I courier.
Gina, thank you so much for chatting with me. I can see why you're the Trailblazer of the Year.
Thank you. Thank you
And
so much. Thank you for having me.
and we haven't even scratched the surface. There's so many other wonderful things that you've done. How young are you, Gina?
I'm 29.
Wow, you make me feel like I've done nothing with my life, Gina.
No, man. Look at you now. I mean, a lot of people would love to be where you are. I know you did so many things.
And what about you? What are some of the challenges that you've had to overcome to get to where you are right now?
Fear of the unknown. Not knowing if you will make it or not make it, not knowing if what you want to put out there will be accepted or not. And, today we have Black Twitter, where you put something out, they look for the tiniest mistakes and they grill you. So, fear of being able to do it, even though you are not sure of the outcome. And right now, I'm fearless. You know, let the world throw at me whatever, and I will deal with it as it comes. If something is in my heart and it makes me awake at night, I'm definitely going for it. So I've had to deal with fear.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Gina. And I'm glad you overcome that fear. In closing, where can people get a hold of you in case I want to get that book or I just want to, pick your brain with some of the things that you've achieved?
People can get hold of me on Facebook at Gina Tebatso, Instagram, Gina_Moape, Twitter, Gina Moape.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Gina.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the opportunity. I really, really appreciate it. May God bless you and give you all the desires of your heart.